What's going on, guys? Ben here, Enos Tech, and today we've got something I'm quite happy to show you guys. Our friends out at MSI reached out to us, asked us if we wanted to take a look at one of their new and upcoming motherboards. Now, this motherboard just happens to be on Intel's Z370 platform in anticipation for the 8th generation of Intel CPUs. The folks at MSI were good enough to send us their Gaming Pro Carbon AC motherboard, which is a full-size ATX motherboard. It features RGB lighting, pardon me, and like I said, it supports Intel 8th gen processors and a lot of other stuff. So what we're going to do first, we're going to take a quick unboxing, and then we'll go into more detail on some of the features it has to offer. Alright, so let's get this bad boy open and see what we have inside, shall we? Of course, on top, got the motherboard, which we'll set to the side. As you can see, under the motherboard, it's a nice bit of tiny little bit of foam padding. I know people are going to be like, oh, it doesn't look like much. It's literally just to help keep the pins and the little solders on the back of the motherboard from getting damaged and things like that. So it doesn't need to be overly thick or hard or protective. It's just a little something, a little bit of added protection. So, getting things started, we have our Z370 Gaming Pro Carbon AC User's Guide. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with it or haven't done it as much as some of us, this will walk you through everything you need to know in regards to setting it up. It'll let you know what pins are for what graphics card slots run at what speed, how to access the BIOS, how to update the BIOS, and all that good stuff. So if you're not used to doing this type of stuff, this will come in handy. Moving along, we've got a nice MSI Dragon Sli Bridge, for those of you who like to run the video cards. Now this is definitely a hard bridge. It's not flexible, but as you can see, it is a nice black PCB and does feature the MSI Dragon on it, which is quite nice to see. Setting that to the side, we have got our AC Wi-Fi here, I'm guessing. Yeah, little Wi-Fi card. So what this will do, this will plug into the motherboard, which we'll look at in a minute, and then you'll plug, it'll go into one of the PCI slots, and then you'll have these two connectors here where you can plug the antennas in to help boost up your Wi-Fi signal. So again, we'll take a closer look at that in the closer look part of this video. So next up, I won't open them, but as you can see, here are the two Wi-Fi antennas, and they simply do just screw on to the back of that card I was just showing you. We've got a 3-pin extender here. Not 100% sure what it is for at the moment, but again, we'll find out soon enough. For those of you that don't have internet access, here are the motherboard drivers. Now, if you do need these, go ahead and use them, but I still suggest always go ahead and check the website out and make sure you get the drivers from there. This board isn't even officially released yet, and I can already guarantee you that there have already been updated drivers from this disk that have been published online for us reviewers to go ahead and use when the review time does come around. We've got a great little thank you from MSI, register your product with us. These are something more and more companies are starting to do, which are quite nice. I personally don't use them, but they do come in handy for newer builders or those who just may have a lot of different drives and want to keep track of stuff. Basically, if you put one of these on each end of your SATA cable or any cable in your build, you can go ahead and label it so you know which cable is which. So you'll know SATA 3 goes to hard drive 10 or vice versa type thing if you have a system with a lot of different hard drives or whatever in it. So that's always great. Quick install guide basically shows you how to pop your CPU in, put a heatsink on top of it, and get things rolling. We have a single screw in a bag here. This is generally used for one of the M.2 SSDs, and we'll take a better look at that in a bit as well. Of course, we've got a nice rear I/O shield here, black with red trim and a red dragon on it, so it's quite nice. It definitely looks in looks good, pardon me, and will fit in well with MSI's overall color scheme, especially that new triple slot 1080 Ti that I'm not a fan of red, but I'll deal with it for that card if I could get my hands on one. Here we go. Here we have some RGB connectors. Now basically one of these will plug into the motherboard, then you can plug in some RGB strips into it, and this is pretty much just an extender. So that's always good to have. That's great to see motherboard companies to start including stuff like that. Kudos to MSI for that. As always, we have some SATA cables, nothing fun. We've got some sort of other, oh boy, RGB or something connector. I'm not 100% sure on that one. We'll find out about that. And then we also have a some sort of power USB audio type extender. Again, we will take a closer look at that as well when we get to the motherboard. So that is pretty much it for the accessories. As we can see here, the box is empty. There's nothing else in there. MSI have done a great job at implementing and including the right accessories for your build without going totally overboard and making having to charge you extra for things you don't need. So now that the unboxing is out of the way, if you are interested in an actual closer look of this, what I will tell you is a beautiful motherboard. I have had a peek at it. There will be another video on it. Link is down in the description, so make sure to click on that. Head over to the closer look. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Let MSI know what you think. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and please stay tuned in the future for more content.